Welcome to the world of the paranormal. Turn down the lights, grab a glass of your favorite beverage, and join me in witnessing the things that go bump in the night. In today's episode, I will be discussing the Mothman. The sightings don't date back as far as the Sasquatch, nor is there folklore from various indigenous peoples all over the world. It is a younger paranormal entity that the first reports of sprung up only 54 years ago. There haven't been any sightings of it since, yet the story of this entity thrives on the internet and in various media. The first reports of a Mothman sighting were by two married couples, Roger and Linda Scarberry and Steve and Mary Millette, in the middle of November 1966. There are reports that they saw a large gray creature whose eyes glowed red when their car's headlights hit them. They described them as a large flying humanoid with a 10-foot wingspan. This was outside of an area in their town known as the TNT area, a former World War II munitions plant. Over the next few days, more reports came in, including two volunteer firemen who described a large bird with red eyes, which is a common description by those who report seeing the Mothman. A wildlife biologist, Robert L. Smith, at West Virginia University, stated that people were seeing was likely a large sandhill crane, which can be almost as tall as a man and features a reddish coloring around its eyes. He said that it may have wandered outside of its migration route, though this specific crane was unrecognized as it is not native to the region. The journalist and ufologist John Keel, who popularized the term Men in Black, wrote a book in 1975 called The Mothman Prophecies. It combines his account of receiving strange phone calls of mutilated pets and culminates with the December 1967 collapse of the Silver Bridge in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Keel, along with newspaper reporter Mary Hyre, interviewed witnesses of the Mothman, some of whom claimed to have dreams of people drowning in water and Christmas presents floating around them. Around Thanksgiving of that year, he interviewed people who had dreams of a coming nightmare. One of these people was Virginia Thomas, who dreamt of people dying in the Ohio River. The Mothman sightings that started in November of 1966 stopped just before the collapse of the Silver Bridge in December of 1967, seemingly building towards the event. A couple Mothman sightings were reported to have been near the bridge shortly before the collapse. Rumors began to spread that this collapse was connected to the Mothman, that in some way he could have been a warning of this horrible event. This was the beginning of the creature being known as an omen of doom, as he was being seen all over the world before tragedy struck. Mothman has been featured in media such as movies and video games. In 2002, there was a movie released based on John Keel's book, The Mothman Prophecies, starring Richard Gere and Laura Linney. The movie was mediocre and received scores and ratings that reflect this, though I did personally enjoy the movie. Mothman is a creature in the video game Fallout 76 with multiple variations. There are multiple events that center around this entity or lead to an encounter with it. The highly popular TV show The X-Files has an episode during its 5th season where Agent Fox Mulder hypothesizes that the events of the 4th episode may be related to this creature, though he talks about a group of Mothmen rather than a singular entity. Since 2002, Point Pleasant has been holding an annual Mothman Festival, which the event organizer Jeff Wamsley states there is an estimated 10 to 12,000 attendance record each year. In 2005, Wamsley opened the Mothman Museum, which has become the #1 destination for fans of the Mothman. It is located near the Mothman statue on Main Street in Point Pleasant, and has props and memorabilia from the movie The Mothman Prophecies, based on the book of the same name. You can also read rare documents from the Scarberry and Millette Mothman sightings. There is also a gift shop filled with merchandise such as t-shirts, hoodies, energy drinks, stickers, and more. The exhibits seen here include a John Keel exhibit, a Mary Hyre exhibit, and the Men in Black. The museum's old location was the Lowe Hotel, which is now the site of the Navy Poster Museum. There is an internet legend of the Blackbird of Chernobyl, a creature that looks very similar to the Mothman. The only real notable difference is that the head is sunk down. It does not have a neck. It was reportedly seen in the weeks leading up to the power plant disaster in Chernobyl, April of 1986, and it hasn't been seen since then. In the movie Mothman Prophecies, a fictional factoid of there being a Russian Mothman legend led to an internet post in 2005 where the author knew of the Mothman but didn't provide sources of his Blackbird of Chernobyl story. It didn't appear in any newsprint or publication, though it sadly was featured in the 2002 documentary, The Search for Mothman. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and don't forget to stay spooky and to stay tuned for the next episode where I will talk about the ever-malevolent Dogman, which I think might be the inspiration for the world's werewolf stories.